this video, we'll be tackling a sensitive but critical question. What should you do if you notice your colleague is being sexually harassed? Research shows that in the UK, around 40% of women and 18% of men have experienced unwanted sexual behaviour in the workplace, spanning from inappropriate jokes or remarks of a sexual nature to instances of more serious sexual assault. The Equality Act 2010 defines sexual harassment as unwanted conduct of a sexual nature that has the purpose or effect of violating an individual's dignity or creating an intimidating, hostile, degrading, or humiliating or offensive environment for them. Both the Equality Act 2010 and the Protection from Harassment Act 1997 provide various protections against sexual harassment in the workplace, ensuring individuals are protected and safeguarded from inappropriate and unwanted conduct. Employers also have a legal duty to provide a safe working environment under the Employment Rights Act 1996. So in this video, we'll explore practical steps you can take to support a colleague who may be experiencing sexual harassment. Step 1. Recognize the signs. It's important to be able to identify signs of sexual harassment. Unwanted conduct of a sexual nature can include verbal, non-verbal or physical behaviour, and this includes inappropriate or suggestive comments, jokes or remarks, unwelcome touching, groping or physical advances, displaying sexually explicit images or materials, and sending suggestive or explicit emails, texts or social media messages. Harassment can happen anywhere, in meetings, over emails, social media, or even work-related events outside the workplace. So what can you do when you observe behaviour that may be considered sexual harassment? And that takes us to step 2. Offer support. If you suspect a colleague is being harassed, approaching them privately with care and offering your support can be an incredibly powerful initial step. Don't underestimate this. Research shows that up to 75% of sexual harassment incidents in the workplace remain unreported. 75%. That's incredibly high. Did you know that many individuals experiencing harassment feel isolated or unsure about how to respond? So, by showing that you've noticed and that you're concerned, you provide your colleague a chance to open up and share what they've experienced. It's also important to remind them of their rights. As mentioned, employees have a legal right to ensure that work is a safe environment. No one should have to endure harassment of any kind. If they're hesitant to talk, let them know that you're available whenever they feel ready and point them in the direction of other forms of support, such as HR, any employee welfare departments, or any legal support. Step 3. Document what you witness. Documentation plays a critical role in assessing harassment. It's important to keep a detailed record of any incidents that you've witnessed, and this should include dates and times of incidents, a description of what has happened, including words or actions involved, locations and names of any witnesses present. Aim to be as factual as possible and avoid making assumptions. For example, instead of writing the manager was being inappropriate, document specifically who said what to who, what was done to who and how it was done. There is a big difference between the first example, the manager was being inappropriate, and something like, on the 2nd of December 2024 at around 10:25 a.m, I noticed David walk past Alison's desk and wolf whistle at her. He also turned around to look at her and imitated a kiss. Alison looked very uncomfortable and did not take her eyes off her computer screen. So this documentation could be vital if your colleague decides to report harassment internally or take legal action. Now step 4, encourage reporting. Encouraging your colleague to report the harassment to HR or a manager, or indeed take legal advice, is an essential step to take. Employers are required by law to address harassment and discrimination in the workplace. I deal more specifically with employers' obligations regarding sexual harassment in the workplace in another video, the link for which is in the description on the firm's YouTube channel. Your colleague may understandably feel nervous about reporting. It's therefore important to remind them that they do have options. Most workplaces have formal grievance procedures outlined in their handbooks, so reassure them that their complaint ought to be taken seriously and let them know that they can choose to file anonymously, depending on the company's policy. You could also recommend that they seek legal advice to better understand their rights and options available to them. I and my team regularly advise people who have gone through such difficult circumstances and won those cases. Which leads me to step 5. Take action if necessary. In some cases, your colleague may not feel ready or able to report the unwanted conduct. And if the harassment continues or is severe, you may well need to report that yourself. The Protection from Harassment Act 1997 offers protection against behaviour that causes distress, alarm, or of a threatening atmosphere. This means that even as a third party, you have the right to raise concerns about conduct that impacts the work environment. And if you do decide to report the behaviour, ensure you share any documentation that you've gathered and explain that your aim is to promote a safe workplace for everyone. It is worth bearing in mind that whistleblowers are protected from retaliation or victimization when raising concerns in good faith. You therefore should not need to worry about the implications of making any such report, as you have a legal right and protection to do so. So if you or someone you know may need advice regarding this topic or any other topic related to employment law, do not hesitate to get in touch. Contact details will be on the screen. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share or subscribe for more insights into employment law and workplace rights.